Good evening. Hey, Guster. Thanks for popping in. I'm just getting warmed up here a little bit, getting started. Give me a couple seconds and a couple moments, I guess, and I'll hopefully get situated here. I'm doing all right, thanks. How about yourself? How'd your Saturday end up? Just gonna set these guys here. I'm just doing a couple of things on my end here to get situated, and then we'll be rolling. All right, I am just about situated here. Turn the volume off on my laptop. Okay. So thank you for tuning in tonight. Just going to kind of hang out here for a little bit. If anybody has, I'm going to try a request night this evening. Guster, you got any requests? What are you interested in seeing drawn tonight? I got a few things on the notepad to try to get through, but no real rhyme or reason. Don't mind me, I'm just dropping stuff. All right. Well, I'm going to just kind of doodle for a little bit. If anybody hops in, if anybody has any requests, any ideas, this one that I'm going to do right now is actually a request that came in through Instagram. I put this over on my Instagram for as a preview and just kind of asked if anybody there had any thoughts, any recommendations. And one of my friends who knows me all too well had a pretty good idea. So I did also add a couple of new things to the shop area. I even put a couple of sketch covers that I've done out there. So if anybody's curious, interested, feel free to take a peek at those. That one needs a refill. I actually used to do a web comic for about a year or so. I did one with some of these different lagoon characters. So we've got a manatee coming up here for the first request. I grabbed a few new pens yesterday too, because some of my pens I noticed were drying out a little bit. So I've always said a manatee is sort of like my spirit animal. So So Guster, what do you have going on this evening? How'd your Saturday end up? Hey Jeanette, welcome. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Just kind of hanging out for a little bit, doing some sketching. This is a request night. If you have any requests, feel free to pop them into the chat. I've also got some commissions going on over in the Buy It Now area. If there's anything you're really looking for, feel free to toss them out that way as well, but no obligation. I'm just this was a first request that came in through Instagram tonight, so I am just putting together a little manatee here. If you've never seen my work before, I've got a handful of things loaded in the shop area. You can take a look there and see like what my style is and what types of things I work on. Mm, let's see. Welcome, Callie. Thanks for stopping in tonight and hanging out for a few minutes. Happy Monday evening to everyone. Welcome, welcome. I see a couple new folks have entered. Thanks for hanging out tonight. We're just getting started. My first sticky note sketch this evening is a request that I got through Instagram. This is a manatee. Got ourselves a nice little sea cow to start off the evening. I used to do a web comic that featured a manatee. So the person that requested this, friend of mine, just kind of, I think, sort of knows my affinity for the dugong. If I were in Harry Potter, this would likely be my Patronus. Otherwise, manatees are very much my spirit animals. So, if anybody has any requests out there, feel free to throw them in the chat. If anyone would like their own custom sticky to purchase, I have some opportunities in the shop area. I'm also streaming over on YouTube tonight. So if you happen to be on YouTube, welcome. Might be about time to bring this webcomic back. I did always enjoy sketching this manatee and his friends. Just gonna make sure I have enough ideas to warrant bringing it back, I guess. All right, I think I'm getting pretty close on this guy. I always like drawing his little flippers because I felt like I was drawing oven mitts every time I would draw him. That was sort of how I thought of his little flipper hands were oven mitts. As I do with most of my stickies, although I'm starting to, I got to find a source to replenish my frames. Has that been kind of soft focus this whole time? I just noticed as I went to toggle the zoom on this that it looked a little soft. I'll have to keep an eye on that. Welcome to everybody who has just joined. Our first little sticky for the night is just about wrapped up. So what I do is I have these square frames. And I just pop them in like so. And that's what the finished product looks like. So what I'll do, so I noticed this edge of the mat here is got a little bit of fraying to it. So what I'll do in those instances too is I'll go in with a little bit of some black ink or a black pen just to kind of clean that up a little bit. I'm not going to do that right now, but just to let you know, sometimes depending on how noticeable they are or how widespread it is, I try to go in and clean that up as much as possible. All right. That is our first one. This is we're just kind of hanging out, having a little fun. Just if anybody has any requests, wants to see me butcher something, feel free. In the meantime, I'll show you. This is what we just did. These are some of the others that I've done in the past. Sorry about the reflection. So there's Deadpool. We got Greedo here. A couple of you who have been in my previous streams, I know you've seen these before. We've but you know, just showing off. I've been having some fun with these stickies and just showing you what some of the pieces are that I've come up with. I have some others loaded in the shop area. If you're curious, style-wise and content-wise, what I've got, feel free to take a look. Opus from Bloom County. Wow, that takes me back. I do like Opus. Okay, why don't we do Opus then from Bloom County. Yeah, I like that suggestion. That's a good call there, Guster. I like that. Let's do something with Opus here. All right, let's see what color. I think I'll start with this color for Opus. Let's see. Bear with me. I do have to pull up a little bit of reference just because it's not a character I draw a lot, but I am familiar with it. Tell you what, I do recall looking through my local newspaper, reading Bloom County growing up. Hang on one second. I gotta mute for a minute and I'll be right Sorry about that. I am back now. Ah, you got all the books, huh, Guster? Yeah, I've got, I think, one of them still floating around here somewhere. Um, but I don't, otherwise, don't have those. Welcome to anyone who has just joined. I am currently working on Opus here, which was a suggestion from Guster. Looking for some supplies. All right. Well, I'm missing something that I'm looking for, but that's okay. That's okay. Hey, Punch. Doing well, doing well. How are you doing? Nice Monday evening, just hanging out here at the drawing board. Thought I'd do some requests tonight. So if you or anybody else has any, feel free to pop them in the chat. Or if you even want to commission your own sticky, I've got some opportunities for that over in the shop area. I'm going to try zooming in again and see if it looks sharp or not. All right, it's a little better than it was before, I guess. So, Guster, what other newspaper comics from back in the day were you into? I know for me, I was into most of what I was into was like Calvin and Hobbes, Far Side, sort of the ones you would expect, I guess. Shoe, Far Side, Peanuts. It's a good collection. Some of the heavy hitters there. Yeah. Glitch. I'm not familiar with that one. I wonder if my hand keeps getting in the way and knocking that focus off a little bit. It looks like it keeps going a little less sharp than I would like on screen. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Thank you for hanging out tonight. Geach. That's what it was called. I'm still not familiar with it. I wonder if it was a regional thing. Um, yeah, I don't know that one. So I'm finishing up Opus here, which Guster had requested. If anybody else has any thoughts, requests, anything you want to see me try, go ahead and you start throwing them in the chat. This was a fun one though. I've never drawn Opus before. All right. I think we got Opus there. What do you think, Guster? Does that work for you? Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate it. That was fun. And we'll go ahead and throw that one into a frame as well. For anybody who has just joined or is new to the show, you can see above Opus here is our little manatee pal, which we started the night off with. Go ahead and throw Opus here into a frame. And there you go. Nice little orange sticky note with Opus from Bloom County sketched onto it. 4-inch by 4-inch frame, 3-inch by 3-inch sticky note. Cool. All right. What else are we going to work on tonight? Let's see. Let's set these guys up here. Okay, well, I had somebody in a previous show request a few things. I'm going to work on a couple of those. If anybody else comes in with a suggestion, I'll be happy to hop over. Do you sell them afterwards? Yeah, absolutely. I could list that one up. If you want, I can add that to run right now, or I can list it into the shop separately. I'm still learning my way around this whatnot, so I've got to figure out. But if you want, I can try to add it now, or if you want, I'll do it like right after the show. You can keep an eye out for it. Whatever. You let me know what you're interested in. I'll probably list it for 20. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead. Let's give this a whirl and see how badly I do this or not. Opus on a sticky note. All right, bear with me for 1 second. I'm going to try to go ahead and add this up so we can run it. Okay, I think I just added that in. It should be pinned. Guster, if you are interested, feel free to go for it. Awesome. Hey, thanks so much. I appreciate that, Guster. I will get that packed and sent out to you. It'll go out tomorrow. I'll get it packed up tonight after the show, and then I will send that out for tomorrow at some point. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and I guess unpin that. All right. So let's see. No, thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. And thanks for the suggestion. That's awesome. All right. If anybody else has any recommendations, if there's anybody else in the chat, feel free to throw them in the chat. I'll keep an eye out periodically. Otherwise, I am looking at some sticky notes and trying to figure out what I'm going to do next here. Like I mentioned, somebody in a previous show had a few requests. So I'm going to try to maybe work on a couple of those right now. Actually, I might go back to the orange. Let's go back to orange here, and we're going to go ahead and start. The show is turning into a very cartoonish show, I suppose. There's nothing wrong with that. I do enjoy cartoons. Oh, I got another marker I need to refill. Welcome, welcome. Anybody who has just popped in, I saw a couple of names check in there. Hope everybody is having a great night. To anyone who's been sitting in the stream for a little while, I'm probably looking at you, Guster. I apologize if I sound so repetitive. I never know who is coming and going, so until I get used to that part of this, I feel like I repeat myself a lot, which I guess you kind of have to. But I imagine you could probably do my spiel for me at some point here. Custer, were you telling me the other day you were getting ready to do a D&D campaign with some friends? All right, we are getting close to wrapping up Velma. We're doing requests tonight. If anybody out there has any requests, any ideas, any thoughts, feel free to throw them in the comments. Someone in a previous show, before I was doing requests, somebody was interested in some of the Scooby characters. So I thought maybe I'd do a little series of them here. Oh, Star Wars tabletop. Okay, very cool. So how was that? Wookiee Jedi Warrior. Nice. Did you see the trailer for the new Acolyte series? I'm pretty excited for that one. It looks pretty good. Hey, Bucky. How are you doing this evening? Thank you for tuning in, stopping by for a few minutes. Doing well, doing well. Having a nice little evening here, just kind of hanging out at the drawing board. Thank you for asking. I am taking requests. Yes, this is a request evening. Feel free to throw some in the chat. Getting close to wrapping up Velma here, so we'll be moving on to something else shortly. Casey Marie from TMNT Last Ronin. Ooh, I like that. Got some Last Ronin going on. All right, so there we've got Velma, the first member of our Scooby Crew series. Let me actually, before I put her in a frame, let me see how many frames I have left. Because I feel like I'm getting kind of low, but I still have a few. It's not too bad. I actually kind of like how she came out on the sticky note. So as I get ready to frame this one, you can see a couple of the others we've done this evening. We started it off with our manatee buddy up there. Then we have Opus here, which our friend Guster requested and purchased. So that one will be going out to Guster soon. Thanks, appreciate it. Yeah, I really like these little frames. I found them at a local craft store, AC Moore, for a couple of years ago. They used to get these in quite a bit. They promoted them, or they marketed them as instantly frame your smartphone photo. But I really like them for these stickies. Now, AC Moore has since gone out of business, but I tried to stock up on a bunch of these before they did. But you can see there, sticky notes go in at about 3 inches by 3 inches. Framed, it's about 4 inches by 4 inches. So they're pretty convenient. They can fit in a lot of different places. But there is Velma. I'm trying to do more series of characters because I think a series of these would look kind of fun. So I'm going to keep doing more of the Scooby Crew when I have time. But let's move into Casey Marie. I also, if you're interested, if you're curious about some of the others, we have a bunch preloaded in the shop area. So if you're just curious about style, about content, about the types of things that I've done, feel free to give it a look. I'm just pulling up some reference for Casey Marie. I haven't actually drawn her before, but I do like the Last Ronin series. So Bucky, help me out for a second here because I'm looking up some reference and I see a bunch of images of her without the mask. I see a couple occasionally with the mask. Does she wear the mask, and are you looking for a Casey in the mask or out of the mask? By the way, this is also streaming over on YouTube. If you are watching on YouTube, I appreciate it. Thank you for joining us tonight. I am actively monitoring the Whatnot stream, so if you're putting suggestions in there, I haven't seen them yet, but I will. I'll try to pop over there and take a peek shortly. So Bucky, I'm seeing some images of her with mask and without mask. Are you looking for one with or without? Does it matter? Yeah, I'm sort of leaning that way myself, but I'm yeah, we're gonna go with mask. Why not? Guess that I guess that would make the most sense, right? Okay. Thanks, Bucky. Oh, and thanks, Ashia Brooks. Sorry, I can't see names tonight. Apologize. Oh, Asia. That would make the most sense, of course. Sorry about that. Oh, hey, thanks, Bucky. Thanks for picking that up. So this will be that character. This is what you've got going on right now for that. So I'll be doing the um, Casey Marie for you as the note that you just purchased. All right. So then, do you have a request on color for Sticky? I just kind of pulled that one out to start. We've got a few different options here. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. Or we could even go with yellow as 5. Okay, so you like the blue 4? Okay, sounds good. And I won't even draw on that one. I'll pick another one. And thanks, Pisces. Yeah, I've had a lot of fun with these sticky notes. They've been an um, interesting medium to try to get into. Casey has purple lips and green eyes, if memory serves. I tremble under the pressure. Well, it helps that you're not seeing my face at the moment. I can be a little bit behind the scenes. Yeah. All right. I appreciate the feedback there. I'm going to zoom in on this one a bit, and we will get started here. Well, I appreciate the info because I've read some of the last rune and stuff, but I know I'm not as it's not as top of mind or as immediate. The recall is not as immediate as I wish it was. So any of those details are perfect. Hmm. All right. Bear with me for a moment as I get situated. I'm going to grab a quick drink as well. Okay. Um, so I do have an Instagram. It's Christopher Arnold Designs. Also, I have a bunch of work loaded in the shop area, so you can see some of the other sticky notes that I've done. I see. My website is not currently geared towards the art side of things. I do some other types of content creation and things like that. So that's geared towards it at the moment. Your best place, honestly, at the moment is probably just hit that little shop button and take a peek. There's a handful of images there. I just loaded a couple of sketch covers that I've done, but mostly it is sticky notes at present. Um, My Instagram is kind of a hodgepodge. You're welcome to go take a peek at that as well. Some of the more artwork. Well, I have a highlight in the top of my Instagram that does have some art things curated there. But yeah, if you go over to that, you'll see a big mix of stuff. Michelle, are you asking about my Instagram? Instagram is Christopher Arnold Designs. Oh, yeah. Once I finish this up a little bit, I will zoom out again. Well, let me throw them in the chat real quick. Okay. So there, I've just popped them into the chat too. I like to zoom in on the art when I'm actually working on it, just so it's easier to see. But once I get done with this, I'll zoom back out while I frame it, and then that other information will be visible again. No, thank you. What's going on here? Thanks, Punch. I appreciate it. Oh, thanks, Bucky. Appreciate it. Well, if anybody has watched my streams up until this point, I am now at the part of the stream where I'm losing markers. So and it is right in front of me. There it is. Oh, thanks again, Bucky. Appreciate it. I hope you're liking it because I'll be honest. This is the first time I've drawn her, so I'm taking a little more time with her than I have on some of the others. Just because I want to make sure I can get it right. I will probably after this one, I'll start to wrap it up, start to wind down a little bit. So if there are any other requests that anyone would like to make, go ahead and put those in, or be sure and purchase your commission request so I don't miss you. But we have been going now for a little while. And I might start to wind it down in a bit. I will say hair is one of those things that I never quite feel super comfortable with. I'm going to zoom out a little bit on this one just because lately that tighter shot is losing its focus a little bit, and I've got to figure out why. Maybe it's something I'm doing. So, Bucky, I think you mentioned earlier you tried to get a Casey Marie from a lot of different whatnot artists. About so, how many have you picked up so far? It's got to be kind of a cool little collection there. About 50 so far. Wow. Okay, you've been on here for a little bit then. I just started this week, just got approved and everything, so I'm still pretty new to whatnot, but I've been pleasantly surprised by the artist community on here so far, though. This. I think this is going to be a fun place to just kind of hop on here and draw every so often. Oh, hey, thanks again, Bucky. I really do appreciate it. I hope you're happy with it. I hope it adds to your collection. I think we are just about to wrap it up on this one. Just adding a little bit of texture to that mask. Let me do one last little bit here. Actually, I'm going to try to zoom back in and see if it focuses on this one. That way you can get a better look at what we got going on here. All right, so there we go. Bucky, what do you think? Does that work for you? You're everywhere, huh? People know who you are. Love it. Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thanks for picking this one up tonight. Let me go ahead and add that in like so. And then go ahead and let you take a closer look. I'm going to go ahead. I'll throw it in a frame for you here. Let me do that while we've got you on. Well, no. Thank you. I appreciate you picking up a piece tonight and giving me something cool to draw here. So, got a nice little frame for you that we're going to throw it in. Take that out. And there you go. Got it in a nice little frame. I will get that off to you tomorrow. Sorry, trying to angle it so you don't see the ring light in there. We'll get that headed your way. I might recenter that in there a little bit. It looks like it's off. Let me recenter that a bit. But all right, now I got a smudge here. I'll clean this up for you. It'll be on its way. We'll get that going first thing tomorrow. Again, appreciate you picking this one up. Guster earlier, appreciate you picking up Opus here. We also did our manatee here, and we also sketched out part of the Scooby Gang. We got Velma going on tonight. So we did some drawing tonight. Had a little bit of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. I'll get these two packed and shipped on their way, and then stay tuned. We'll do another one soon. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate y'all hanging out tonight.